All right, so imagine this. You wake up one morning, go to check your bank account, and bam, you can't get in.
Uh-oh.
Exactly, uh-oh. And it's not just your bank account, your emails are down, your social media, everything.
Basically, your entire digital life is on hold.
Completely offline. And it's not just you, it's happening to everyone at your company.
Hmm.
Turns out, you've been hit by a cyber attack. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's what IT departments are for, right? They'll have us back up and running in a jiffy.
Right.
Well, not so fast. You've been diving deep into cyber resiliency, so let's unpack why this is way scarier and more common than people realize.
You're absolutely right to bring this up. See, a lot of people, they hear cyber attack and they picture something out of a movie, like a bunch of hackers in hoodies frantically typing away.
Yeah, totally.
But the reality is, cyber attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated, and the fallout can be way more widespread than just a few stolen passwords.
Yeah.
We're talking about businesses, entire organizations being crippled for days, weeks even.
Weeks? That's insane. What could possibly take that long? Is it really that hard to get things back online?
It's not just about getting the computers back on. Remember that average 23-day recovery time we saw?
23 days? That's almost a month. I mean, what are we talking about? Petabytes of data potentially lost.
And it's not just the sheer volume of data, right? It's what that data represents.
Yeah.
Customer information, financial records, proprietary designs, strategic plans. We're talking about the lifeblood of an organization potentially held hostage or lost forever.
Okay, so this is serious stuff. So how do we avoid becoming another cautionary tale? What can organizations do to protect themselves?
That's where cyber resilience comes in. It's not just about preventing attacks, because let's face it, in this day and age, it's almost impossible to guarantee you'll never be targeted.
Right, it's like they say, it's not if but when.
Exactly. Cyber resilience is about accepting that reality and preparing for it. It's about having the systems and processes in place to withstand an attack, minimize the damage, and bounce back quickly.
So it's not just about putting up stronger walls, it's about having a plan for when and if those walls are breached.
Exactly. And that plan needs to be multifaceted, addressing everything from prevention and detection to response and recovery. The research breaks it down into 5 key pillars: foundational security, rapid detection, immediate recovery, a solid incident response plan, and automation.
Okay, so 5 pillars. Let's break those down, starting with foundational security. What does that entail?
Well, as the name suggests, it's all about laying a strong foundation. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't build a house on shady ground, right?
Right, you need a solid foundation.
Exactly. And it's the same with cybersecurity. You need to start with the basics: strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, up-to-date firewalls, and regular security awareness training for your employees. Because let's face it, humans are often the weakest link in the chain.
Absolutely. So we've got our strong foundation. What's next?
Next, we have rapid detection. This is all about having systems in place to detect suspicious activity as quickly as possible.
So kind of like a digital burglar alarm.
Exactly. We're talking about intrusion detection systems that constantly monitor networks for any signs of unauthorized access, security information, and event management tools. Those are also known as SEMs, that analyze logs and flag anomalies, and even things like threat intelligence feeds that keep you updated on the latest attack vectors.
Okay, so we've got our defenses up, we've got our alarm system in place, but what happens when the alarm bells actually start ringing?
That's where immediate recovery comes in. This is crucial because the faster you can recover, the less damage the attack can do. One technique that I find particularly fascinating is using immutable data snapshots.
Immutable data snapshots. Now that sounds complicated.
It's actually a pretty simple concept. Imagine you have a rewind button for your data.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So with immutable snapshots, you essentially have a clean, untouchable copy of your data stored separately. So even if hackers manage to encrypt your files, you just hit that rewind button and restore your data to its pre-attack state. No negotiating with hackers, no paying ransoms.
So it's like having a get-out-of-jail-free card.
In a way, yes. It significantly minimizes downtime and ensures business continuity.
That's incredible. But recovery isn't just about technology, is it?
Absolutely not. It's also about having a well-rehearsed incident response plan.
Like a fire drill, but for cyber attacks?
Exactly. A good incident response plan outlines exactly who does what in the event of an attack. Who's responsible for what? How do you communicate with stakeholders? What steps do you need to take to contain the damage? Having a clear plan minimizes confusion, reduces panic, and ensures a swift, coordinated response.
So it's about being prepared for the worst-case scenario.
Precisely. And that brings us to our final pillar: automation.
Automation. So we're talking about automating the response and recovery processes.
Exactly. By automating routine security tasks and recovery processes, organizations can respond to incidents much faster and more efficiently. Plus, it frees up your IT team to focus on more complex tasks, like investigating the attack and shoring up your defenses.
So it's not just about reacting, but also anticipating and automating as much as possible. Sound like a lot of this comes down to having the right systems and processes in place. But do we know if this actually works?
It does. I've seen it firsthand. There are companies out there who face these threats head-on and come out stronger because they had robust cyber-resilient strategies in place. They were back on their feet in a fraction of the time, minimizing the disruption to their operations and their customers.
That's reassuring. It's like they had a digital immune system that kicked in and fought off the infection. So if you were responsible for an organization's data, what would be your top priority based on what we've discussed?
Honestly, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If I had to pick just one thing, I'd say it's essential to remember that cybersecurity isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing process of adaptation and learning.
So it's not about reaching the finish line, but rather about continuously running the race, always staying one step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Cyber resilience is a journey, not a destination. And it's a journey every organization needs to prioritize in this digital age.